Hello, everyone. We're here with Bianca, who's here to share her awakening story with us today. Welcome, Bianca. How are you?
I'm good, Sylvia. Thank you for asking. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for being here. I'm so excited to share your story with everyone because I personally totally relate to it because it's very scarily, eerily similar to mine. And being in that big of a machine of a world that you were in, just like I was in law enforcement, and you tend to think it's just you. And like, I'm going crazy. This isn't happening to anybody else. Nobody's going to believe me. And lo and behold, we're finding each other, right?
Finding each other. And I found you while I was going through that state of craziness.
And
I
that's how
found,
it works.
yes, yes, because your story when you were speaking is very relatable. Everything from the childhood up to the military. I also did 20 years in the Navy. To the military and the ex-boyfriend, ex-husband drama, that kind of stuff. Oh yeah, our stories and our paths were so identical. I knew I had to reach out to you.
Oh, I'm so excited that you did. And we're finding each other, all of us. So those
Yeah.
of you out there that feel alone, you are not alone. We're here. We're sharing our testimony with you so that you see we're just like you. We're all alike. It's like different ingredients, but we're all soup. We all minestrone, vegetable, whatever. It's all different kinds, but it's kind of the same at the same time.
Oh yeah.
So how could you share with us some events that led to your awakening? Did you wake up recently or have you been waking up for a while?
I think that now that I look back, I think that I've been waking up for a while. However, I actually woke up 2 weeks ago. When was it? The last new moon was November the 7th. That's when I woke up.
Wow.
It did be after I did a ritual. But now that I'm looking back in time, I think my actual awakening started after my divorce in 2016.
Wow.
After my divorce, I decided to move cross country, just pack up and leave on a whim. And I ended up on the Florida Panhandle on the beach.
Wow.
And my life just kind of took over from there. They took the reins.
Wow. Oh my God. And how did you justify it to yourself in your mind? Like, how did you logically balance that out? Because I mean, people that are not awake, even people that are awake, holy cow, that's huge to do that.
Yes.
That's brave.
Oh, it is. And, I didn't even realize what was happening. I just found myself doing a new moon ritual because, I've been drawn to magic and crystals since I was a child. Now I see why. It's because I've always done it and I know and I remember. But through that, I decided to do a new moon ritual last new moon using my orange candle and manifesting. And my specific goal was to unblock all spiritual, mental, and physical blocks.
Wow.
Open them wide. And when I did my manifestation ritual, somebody took the reins from there. And next thing you know, I'm being blasted by this blue energy, just blue energy from just different areas. And then I hear angels singing, and I'm like, I didn't have anything to drink before that. So I just gave the wheel. I gave it to him.
Right. Yes. Oh, that's magical. That's incredible. Yeah. And these, see, that's how fast it can happen. Like once you surrender and let them in, give them permission, whoa, it goes so quick.
Very fast, very.
Wow, that's incredible. And did you grow up in a very religious family? What were the beliefs?
I didn't. My mom was a Jehovah's Witness, and she would bring us to Kingdom Hall every now and then. So we got to tag along, but it was nothing really major. We just kind of had a freedom to do whatever we wanted. And it was not until I joined the Navy that I found Christianity. And I became a Christian, and I went to church, and I did all the Christian things that you're supposed to do, including the tithing and things like that. And
the what? What is that?
Tithing, when you like pay the church a certain amount of your money every,
Oh no.
right? Right.
Yeah.
And if I didn't have that money, I started to feel bad. You know,
Yeah, it's very guilt laden.
guilt. And that was the whole experience with religion. Now, in hindsight, that, you know, looking with my different set of eyes, is that I really felt like I was living an inauthentic life. And it,
Felt wrong, right?
felt wrong. It felt wrong. It didn't feel right. It felt right in that I could feel the love of God. I could feel the love of Jesus. But I just did not feel that you could put it in a box, a little box, and say,
Right.
this is, because this is not what I saw. I saw everything else outside of the box.
Right.
So
It's kind of like I equate it to wearing somebody else's shoes. They don't fit you, and you're trying so hard to be like everybody around you, but they don't fit.
Yes, they
And then
didn't.
so you think, oh, there's something wrong with me because I'm not like this carbon copy of all these zombies that are, I'm a weirdo.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've always felt like a weirdo, like an outcast, like a black sheep. But I never really quite felt alone. I always had one or two friends that I could go to, but I never felt alone. And I always felt strong on my own. And now I know that that was because I'm never alone.
Right. Oh, we have a huge team.
We have a huge team. Oh, yeah.
Wow, that's beautiful. How did you get into metaphysics? You said that you always had an interest even before you were awake. You were drawn to magic.
Oh, yes. I was, even before I was awake, I was probably 14 when I went into a psychic workshop. I asked my father to take me because I just wanted to go for some reason. And I went and we did a meditation circle and we talked about crystals and we did readings on each other. And I loved it. And I was like, this feels so good to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I did. I bought my very first crystal. And I bought my very first crystal ball. And you know, I just built it up from there until I joined the Navy and became Christian and kind of put it all away. I did tarot cards also.
Wow.
Put it all away. But now that I'm awake, I know that there's nothing wrong with doing tarot cards or any divination or scrying. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just they're tools to allow your natural ability to come out is what they are.
Right, right. I think the church, well, not just the church, but like a lot of people that are programmed fear things that they don't understand. They fear it. But like a knife can be used to create a meal, or it can be used as a weapon. You choose. It's not the knife's fault.
Exactly.
It's whoever's wielding the knife, right? That's interesting. Did you lose any friends or family or relationships during this awakening?
Oh, yes. The universe has shaken out anybody who does not belong.
Oh my God, yes.
At first I was a little resistant, like, wait a minute. There goes my husband, there goes my friends, now my family's thinking I'm weird, whatever. And I did. And for a time I was sad, a small time. And now that I see why all these people have been removed from my life, I'm ecstatic because I am being gifted with people that are like me, like us, people that are awake and that they understand they're not judgmental.
Yes.
They're not. They're, you know, they come at you with an open and pure heart, just like you do.
We're meeting our authentic counterparts, people that vibrate at our high level. And I'm not trying to be superior to anybody else. I'm just saying, like, come on, everybody is not like us. We're a rare breed.
Oh yes. And you know, we all vibrate at different levels. And while I'm not fully educated in that, my Reiki master that I went to yesterday was telling me, she said, you know, the reason that you're like that is because your vibration is so high. It is so high. You cannot be compatible with anything that is lower than that. Yeah. It's just not going to happen. It just doesn't. It's just like when you put the shapes into, you know, like the kid toy where you put the shapes into the holes. It's like that. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
You have to be on the same frequency. And that's why I'm meeting these women and like, I just love you guys.
Oh, I love you too. Yes, we're all finding each other. We're all finding each other. Men too. Welcome, men. Come forward.
Yes. Please.
Yeah, I think like awake guys are like unicorns to me. When I meet one, I'm like, oh, you do exist.
Oh,
I
yes.
didn't imagine you. You're real.
I know I have not seen any men that are awakened, especially when I went to this event tonight. I think maybe there was just one man there. There's a whole bunch of women.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if the men are feeling, being held back by their ego, where they don't want to be as open about it, but there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
Embrace yourself, embrace who you are.
Right, right. And look at, I kind of equated the men waking up to like us, because you and I being in that law enforcement and military world, that's heavy, heavy masculine that's required in us, right? Because we all have both feminine and masculine energies. I know I have a lot of masculine.
Oh, me too.
We had to, right? For those roles.
We had to, those roles, yes, it was necessary.
It's not just any, you can't be like, oh yeah, I love you. And, and then be in that world. You'll get eaten alive. They'll eat you.
Yeah, no way. You were a police officer. I was running ordnance and operations on a flight deck, with junior people and planes and bombs. We had to be like that. So
what happened? Could you share with us? How did you leave the military? How long were you there?
20 years.
Wow.
So I did 20 years. And
sounds like a jail sentence.
It feels like it now, looking back.
Right?
I feel like I was in jail. I feel like I just got out of jail. Mm-hmm. Thank God.
Yeah.
But with my military experience, I mean, gosh, right up until the end, I was met with a lot of opposition when it came to ranking. Mm-hmm. A lot of opposition, a lot of roadblocks, and I had a run-in with people where they said, you will regret this. You're going to regret what you said. You're going to regret what you do. They had pull different places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know how corrupt. That's how it was with me too. Same thing.
Corrupt system. The system is based on who you know, basically, not on merit anymore.
Well, the way we used to say it, it's a lot more raunchy. It's who you blow. That's what we used to say.
That's all it is. Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah. And I wasn't gonna blow anybody. I mean, They knew that. Everybody knew that. Yeah. They left me alone. To be quite honest, they just left me alone because they knew I was not going to.
Yeah, because you're a Pandora's box. You can't be controlled. Yeah. So they're afraid of you.
Oh yeah. And I was kept in a box for a long time. But I finally let that anger go. I let it go, and not gonna let that keep me back. And also,
so how did you end up leaving?
Okay, so when I was leaving, I was in a relationship with my ex-husband, who was a naval officer. Mm-hmm. I was enlisted and he was a naval officer, but he was commissioned, so he was also enlisted. He was not in my command. He was in a whole different command. He had no power over my career at all whatsoever. We didn't even do the same type of jobs in the military. Mm-hmm. And one of my ex-friends, wrote a letter to the command. We both got in trouble. We both did. And so
saying what? Like outing you?
Just for outing me. Mm-hmm, that we were dating. And it was dishonorable for the United States service. That an officer and enlisted is dating. Ooh, okay, we're both people, one. Yeah. I don't know what the problem is. Just hating, but that's okay because that person, she's miserable and divorced right now. Her husband divorced her. She's miserable. She's paying her karma.
Karma will come. Yeah. It's whatever you put out, you're going to get it back tenfold. Absolutely.
Oh, yes. I believe that fully. But yeah, so that's how I exited. I just exited in a very shameful, they made me feel very shameful. I didn't, after 20 years, you would think that you would have a retirement ceremony to celebrate what you have done and accomplished. But I didn't because I couldn't. How can I celebrate something that just did not sit well with me in so many ways? So many ways. I just saw right through the system, corrupt all the way through.
Right, because the loyalty that you gave was not reciprocated.
Exactly.
same as in the relationship, right? Same thing.
Exactly.
It feels like it's just a mini version of that bigger version. They're
Oh,
all
yeah.
the same.
Oh, yes.
Wow.
Hmm.
And have you had any purging symptoms throughout this process?
Purging. Yes, I have. So, I often hear that like when somebody awakens, they go through the period like the dark night of the soul. That's okay. That is very accurate. The way that it sounds scary because it is.
Oh
Because
my
you know
God, totally. Yeah, yeah. You're on the
and
floor crying.
oh yeah, I was in tears. I was like, what's going on? Am I crazy? God help me. I'm
Right.
getting influxes from everywhere. I'm feeling mentally detached
Mm-hmm.
from all aspects of my life, including myself.
Yeah.
And, you
Yeah,
know,
because it's an identity crisis. You're like, who the hell am I?
oh yes. And it was then that I all of a sudden turned to YouTube and started
Isn't
finding,
that weird? We all turn to YouTube.
yeah, and I'm not a YouTube watcher normally, but that's how they work. They know that we will see this technology, we will see these shows, and that's what happened. They put
Right.
the right shows that were in my path to understand what ascension was. What is this awakening? What is a dark night of the soul? What is I was just like a normal person minding my own business in life. And
Right.
now I'm awakened and
Yeah,
I
it's
got
like a
people.
whisper, like, hey, look over here. Look over here. Right?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Wow, that is so cool. That happened to me too with finding the right videos that I would never watch. I found Dolores Cannon and then I hear her talk and I'm like, oh my God, yeah, totally, yes.
Yeah.
Just everything that what I was hearing was like honey, like so sweet to my soul because I'm like,
Oh,
oh, I don't know how I know that, but I know that that's right. Right?
yes.
And it's just like these bells and lights are going off like, oh my God, I get it now. I get it. I understand.
You understand, you make the connections, and for me I feel like I kind of remember like,
Right.
yeah,
It's a
that feels,
remembering. Yeah.
yeah, that feels
Right.
oh yeah. And
Exactly.
funny that you mentioned Dolores Cannon also because I know that I had been slowly awakening over the last few years because Dolores Cannon's name was thrown to me 3 different times and
Wow.
I never picked up on it, never until recently. Now I'm like, oh, I know who Dolores Cannon is. And that was through Alba Weinman, looking at her videos
Hmm.
and watching the conversation that was happening between her and Geraldine. It was just, wow, very eye-opening, very
Right.
awake
Right.
for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fascinating. And I recommend anybody who doesn't know who Dolores Cannon is, please by all means look her up on YouTube. Fascinating woman.
Oh, yeah.
She created QHHT, quantum healing hypnosis technique, which is what I do. But I mean, oh my God, just even if you don't even care about QHHT, just the things that she speaks of, fascinating. She will blow your mind.
Oh, yeah. And she's got all those books. She's got a lot of books right
Right.
now out. And she has just taken basically all of this information from all of these people and written books about it so that we can understand what really happened,
Right. What's really
our,
going on?
yes, what's really going on.
Yeah, because it's been suppressed and hidden. And she had the balls to talk about it, quite frankly, because a lot of people won't.
Oh, yeah.
And, and,
Scared.
and looking for how many years she's been talking about it. That's impressive. Being a
Wow.
woman and traveling the world and spreading that light. Wow.
Yes. Oh, what amazing woman.
Did
Wow.
you have any paranormal experiences?
Oh, yes, absolutely. So my paranormal experiences probably started when I was a child and living in North Carolina. Um, used to see aliens, like there was a spaceship hovering over my house one day, and I knew it was a spaceship. It was right there. It was hovering over my house. And I was staring at it. It was silver. And my parents weren't moving. Like, I don't even think they remember, but I let it go because I didn't even care if they knew about it or not. And I would think about it. And then I would see them looking through my window. we lived, North Carolina, a lot of woods and stuff like that. I
Mhm.
could see through my window and I would look and I'm like, oh gosh, it's those things again. No.
Wait, what did it look like when you first saw it? What did it look like and where were you?
Oh gosh. Okay, so first I thought it was an owl because we have a lot of owls in North Carolina.
Oh,
Because,
girl, don't even get me started on freaking owls because I think owls shapeshift into aliens
oh
because
my,
you hear
oh,
that part of my story.
I
I
did.
did an interview with
That
Denise.
scared me.
Girl, I saw an owl and I thought it was a baby. And when I believe that that owl was taunting me to get out of my car, and I was on my way to work, and I'm like, what is a baby doing in the road? And I was ready to get out of that car. And as soon as my hand went to the door, that thing turned into an owl that was like 3.5 feet tall. It was huge. And I was like, oh, that's a freaking owl. That's not a baby. And I saw the eyes shining yellow with my headlights, and I'm like, oh hell no, I'm not getting out of this car. So I stayed in my car, and then later doing research on YouTube, I found that there's a lot of people that talk about when there's like alien abductions or any kind of alien activity, you'll see an owl watching you. Like
Oh,
they pretend that they're an owl, but you're being watched.
that makes a lot of sense because I have seen owls on many occasions, even like standing in front of my window, just hooting. Woo, and it's just like, whoa, you're a little close to, human.
Right.
What owl does that? But,
Right.
I mean, now looking back, I just don't feel like there was anything malevolent about it.
Well, I
Um,
didn't feel anything malevolent when I saw the baby, but then just the sheer size of the owl is what freaked me out.
it
And
was scary.
something inside me said, "Don't get out of the car." So I
Good.
feel like, and that was before I was awake. I wasn't
Yeah.
awake yet. So I feel like that was my team saying, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, stay where you are. Don't get out."
Yeah.
And like, who knows what would have happened had I gotten out?
I'm so
Maybe I
glad
would
you
have been
didn't get out of the
abducted. I don't
car.
know. And so you thought you saw an owl?
Oh yeah. Oh, I thought I saw an owl, and as I'm looking at it, it was two of them. There were two of them beings. They're very tall, like black, like dark looking beings with
Mhm.
the eyes and just the alien. But they're very tall. They had to be tall to. That's like a 10-foot.
Whoa.
Tall to get up there. There's no way to get up there that high to look through the window unless they're floating. I don't know what
Wow.
happened, but
Wow.
and now that I think about it, I've seen UFOs quite frequently. Being in the Navy, on the aircraft carrier, working at night, I've seen them. I've seen them while I was on detachments in Fallon, Nevada,
Mhm.
uh, doing flight operations at night. I would see them hovering above us, and
Whoa.
sometimes, and they would see them too. At this one time, they had them. There were three of them, and they were all blinking, and they were all together. And the pilots looked up, and I looked up, and I'm pointing, and all the pilots are pointing. And next thing you know, maintenance control comes running out from the hangar bay into the flight line, staring at the sky with their radios, just looking. And I remember watching them, and they just choo, 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 and they shot off, just angles, sharp angles, and then gone. And so I guess I've always known that there was other things out here.
Mm-hmm. And what's your opinion on that? Do you believe that it's really outside beings coming to visit us? Or because part of me thinks that honestly, if they're gonna make contact, I feel like they would do it personally, like in your bedroom and come visit you. I feel like
Yeah.
they got it like that, like Star Trek. They could just,
Oh,
teleport themselves. They don't need a freaking ship.
they
Part of
don't.
me feels like the ships that we see are our people, our guys, and we assume it's aliens, but it's
Yeah,
not. I feel like it's us. What do you think
yeah,
about that?
girl. I don't know anymore. I
I
believe
know, right? It's like you don't even
anything's
know what to
possible at this
think.
point.
Anything's possible. Yeah.
God, the last few weeks, I have known, and I now know anything is possible. Anything.
Right. Right.
Mm.
Yeah. So then you saw them at work, and then when I remember you told me a story about you saw aliens in your window, a bunch of little ones.
Yeah, that was, yes. Well, that was the one, that was when I was a child and I saw them standing up there. Oh gosh, yes. But then that was it. For the aliens. Now, I've also encountered malevolent spirits, and a demon somehow along the way. And the malevolent spirits would followed me ever since I was 15, followed me and would do things on purpose, knock things over on me while I was sleeping. My gosh, just so many different things until I finally figured out how to get rid of them. And I did.
And how did you get rid of it? For anybody watching who might be experiencing this, and what did it look like? What did they look like or feel like to you? Could you see them or you just felt them?
No, I just felt them. I could feel them. I could feel them close to me. I could feel the thickness in the air.
Mm-hmm.
I could feel that they were just staring at me and they just hated. They had this hate in their heart.
Mm-hmm.
They would do things because they were feeding off of my fear.
Mm.
That's when when I told myself I wasn't going to be scared anymore, that I wasn't fearful, is when it stopped.
Wow. So you took your power back.
I took my power back and I told them. I became angry and I basically said, do not make me come out of this body because I will.
Wow.
Make me. Okay.
That's so cool.
Yes. And oh, gosh.
Oh, I love that.
Oh yeah. I stood my ground. I took my power back. I'm not going to be afraid. You are not going to bully me. You are not going to make me afraid.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? The only thing keeping me from coming at you right now is this physical body.
Mm-hmm.
And for real, nothing ever since then. I mean, you could sage, you could do whatever you call upon the archangels, which I like to do all the time anyway.
Mm-hmm.
It's once you stand your ground and you stare fear and dead square in the eye,
yes,
then you have won and you've taken that power back and you have stopped giving them permission.
Yes.
Permission to harass you.
Right. You know, the same thing works with bullies. In high school, I remember doing that. When you step to somebody, even if they're bigger than you, and you know what are you going to do? They don't know what the hell to do. They get scared.
Exactly. They get scared.
Wow, that's incredible. Tell us about the demon that you saw.
Oh my gosh, the demon. The demon would come to me when I was weak, when I was sick.
Mm-hmm.
I had breast cancer a few years ago and I was going through chemo, but I also caught a cold while I was going through chemo. And so my immune system was very low and I was really, really sick. And I just remember seeing it come to me and visit, and it would come to my bedroom or on my bed and just like peer out of the darkness and smile with his jagged teeth and yellow eyes. He looked like kind of like the Cheshire cat, Alice in Wonderland. And he would deliberately just come and scare me. And then even sick, I stood up to him and I told him, I said, I've had enough. I said, you are not going to take me. You're not going to harass me. I'm not leaving my body now. I said, but when I do, I'm coming for you. Ooh. And it disappeared and it never came back.
Ooh, but tell the part about your sister seeing it.
Oh, yes. So when this thing ran out of my room, my sister was sleeping in the next room. And she busts out of her room. She goes, this big black shadow ran through my room and went into the wall. Fuck this, I'm sleeping out downstairs. And I was like, I kind of want to sleep downstairs too, but then I'll be afraid. No, screw that. I'm sleeping in my own room.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And quite honestly, that I have not been harassed by dark entities since.
Good.
And I think I was being harassed by dark entities for so long because my light was bright and I didn't even know it.
Well, I think that we pick up residual crap from other people and we don't know. People that come to your house, your relationships. I think that they bring all that shit with them, and then like if they're cheating on you or they're sleeping around, they're gonna get crap from other people and they're bringing that also. So it's like a party, of crap you don't want.
Oh yeah, and and that's another part that I've realized since I have awakened is that I can sense when somebody's carrying a bad energy with them. And if they come in here, I stop them immediately at the door and I will sage them. I will ask them if I could sage them and cleanse them before they can come into my house, into my space.
Yeah. You know what reminds me of? Remember that movie from the 80s, Lost Boys? Remember how they said a vampire can't enter your house unless you invite it?
Yes. And that's see? There are lessons in these movies. And
tons. Yeah, that's where they tell you the truth in plain sight. They hide it in plain sight. What helped you the most when you were going through the most challenging time in your awakening?
The most challenging time during my awakening was prayer.
Oh, yeah.
I went back to the basics of what I knew was right. And that was to call out to Jesus, call out to God, and call to the angels. And that's what I did. And they just came to me when I asked them to. They just came to me.
Yeah.
Mother Mary, the Virgin Mary came to me. I'm not Catholic. I've never prayed to the Mary.
That.
She came to me into my living room and gave me the biggest hug. And she held me for a long time and just infused me with love. And oh my God, that was just, I've never known a love like that, ever. And wow.
Right. That's evidence right there. It's a testament that it's like calling somebody on the phone. Call them. They're waiting.
Yes, exactly.
It's tools,
exactly.
And they're our team. We're all on the same team. The light.
Yes, we are. We're all on the same team, definitely. And it's just like really important to just kind of look out for this and just be there for each other, help each other out. You know, other light workers, have their back, be supportive, because you're going to need that one day too. Be loyal.
Right. Yeah, we have to take care of each other because we're creating a new world and nobody's ever done this before. We don't know. We're just figuring it out as we stumble along. But I feel like it's our duty to lift each other up. Like I go up one rung of the ladder and I'm like, come here, Bianca, I'm lifting you up. You take my place, and we keep going and going, and then you lift somebody and so forth. Pass it on, pay it forward.
Yes, and it's kind of like a natural knowing.
Right.
I would think you naturally know and want to do these things when you get to the stage of being the light worker and working in 4D and 5D.
Yeah.
You know.
Right. Do you have any awake people in your physical reality, or is it all online?
Okay, so initially it started with people online like you, and I reached out to you and I was like, you are my twin. We were walking the same path in life.
Yes.
Reach out to you. And then after I reached out to you, local women have just ended up in my life also. And they're introducing me to other people as well, and going to events. And now I've been invited to a church that's, for people who are awakened or awakening.
That's incredible. That's a miracle right there.
Yeah. So like I just don't feel alone anymore. And that is the thing, is when I moved all the way to Florida with no friends and no family, I just felt so alone.
Yeah. And well, that's part of the awakening.
Yeah,
right?
Now I know.
Right? Like that's the first step, that you get broken down where you think you cannot get broken anymore. It's kind of like basic training, isn't it?
Yes.
When, like basic training, they tear you down and then they build you up.
You back up. That's exactly what happened. They
have to separate the weak.
Oh yes. I shed all of that skin. I really feel like I felt like during my awakening, it was painful, and I felt like it was like onion peel, like just peeling the onion, and every time they peeled it hurt a little bit.
Yeah, like Band-Aids, just Band-Aids ripped.
That's exactly what it felt like. And now I feel brand new. I feel sparkly clean and bright. I pay attention to what is happening around me, who I'm with, what I put in my body. I'm very aware now. And my body is my temple, has taken on a whole new meaning for me.
Right. Has your diet changed?
Oh, yes. My diet has changed a lot. I gained a lot of weight with cancer, the steroids that I took, and then my thyroid got messed up and failed. And and oh God, it's just a whole horror
Well,
story.
I don't even think it was just the cancer. I think that that's part of the awakening too, that we gain weight. I think we gain weight because we're holding energy, and it's a protective measure, kind of like you're shielding yourself from all that garbage around you.
Oh yeah, and interesting that you say that, because now I read something that said, that was mentioning light workers and just people like us that are empaths, and that we feel that we retain a lot of extra weight, and mostly in water, because it's the water that
Right, that's the psychic connection.
Yes.
Yeah, your dog agrees. Your dog's validating it.
That's the one that was standing on my chest during my QHT.
Oh, yeah, we had a QHHT session, and her dog wanted to be a part of it.
He stood on my chest.
That's so funny. Do you have any advice for anybody going through this awakening?
Yeah, just, trust the process. Trust the process. And you have to surrender. You have to be brave enough to surrender and say, I don't need that anymore. I don't need that anymore. Just give it to the universe and trust the process, because the universe is not going to take you somewhere you don't need to be. Okay. Right. Once you give it to the universe, give it to God, give it to the angels, they give it back to you, only better.
Oh yes, it's replaced with better.
Better. Right? Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I feel like the friendships that I'm creating now, like us and the other beautiful people that I'm meeting, I feel like, oh my God, that one friendship is like, I can't even compare it to anything I've ever experienced before. Not to mention, I can't wait to see what it's like to have an awake romantic relationship. Holy cow. I don't even know what that would look like, feel like. Can you imagine? Like, wow.
So amazing to be with somebody that is on our level, that will understand us without judgment.
Your dog is jealous. I'm not sharing her. Yes, you are, damn it. Yes, you are.
That one, by the way, his name is El Chapo.
Oh, God, that's hilarious.
He was smuggled from Tijuana by somebody, but I don't know who. That's what I got.
But you see, like, can you imagine, like, all the exciting things that are waiting? Like, yes, it's scary as fuck in the beginning, but oh my God, what a ride. It's so exciting. Like, you're starting to see the magic of the world, right?
I'm seeing all the magic. It's just, and I'm at the point now, and it's only been 3 weeks. I'm at the point now where I'm not guessing anymore that, is that a coincidence? Did that really happen?
Right.
These synchronicities, 333s, 1111s, no. Nothing is a coincidence anymore. If you're watching this, if you are at the point where you're watching this video, there's no more coincidences, okay? At all. Everything is happening the way it's supposed to be, and you need to trust and let it go.
Right. Including the people that are being ripped out of your reality. Let them go. Let whatever's falling, let it fall. Let it die. Let it go.
Don't want anyone holding you back.
Don't hold on to anything.
No. And it's all about letting go, and I'm getting a lot of confirmation from outside sources also that 2019 is going to be an amazing year for us. Oh my gosh, the abundance is coming. Finally.
Yes, the love, the abundance, all the good stuff.
Yes. So, whatever darkness that you guys have gone through, and, just this stress and just whatever is happening in your life, the chaos that is your life, it's not your life. It's just layers shedding off. Okay?
It's temporary. This too shall pass. It's temporary. I promise you.
Temporary. Yeah. So, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm in the middle of the divorce. I mean, it's almost over, but I mean, nobody wants to do it. Like doing your taxes. Nobody wants to do their taxes, but it's like, oh, it'll be over soon. It'll be over soon.
Yeah, it will be. I'm telling you, it's going to be a good year. I'm just so happy. I feel
it is. So you're at the good part finally. You're out of that black cave.
Yeah.
and you're seeing the sunlight and the rainbows.
Yes, girl. And the angels sing in the morning. Sometimes I think it's Archangel Gabriel. I don't know. I hear angels singing in the house. I
Oh,
hear
I
them.
love it.
Oh,
That's
yeah. Oh my God,
beautiful.
it's so beautiful. Yes. And do you know, when I went to go see a Reiki master yesterday because I'm having this energetic issues. And although my main issue is now gone, I still wanted a little balancing, some chakra balancing. So when I walked in, she's just like, whoa. She says, who are all these people you just brought in here with you? She says, there's angels. You brought in a bunch of angels and your ancestors. And she goes, Archangel Michael's right here in front of you. Archangel Uriel's been standing behind you the whole time. And
Wow. I believe that that's all of us. We're all walking in with our crew. All of us, wherever you go. So
we
when
have so much support.
yes, when you think you're alone in your bed crying, you're not alone, I promise you. You are surrounded. Call in your reinforcements, have them help you, ask for help. I
Yes.
mean, there's some things that they can't take away from you. There's some things that you agreed to experience because of the growth that it will bring to you. But other than that, just ask for, I like to ask them to move my thoughts in a positive direction, because I feel like if you are thinking positively, you can see more. You have that bird's eye perspective. Whereas when you're low down here, you can't see any possibilities. You think, oh no, I'm drowning. It's
Exactly.
over.
Exactly. And then you've lowered your vibration, and then that's what you attract. When you lower you're attracting that. You're
You're the
attracting
mud.
that. Yes. And that's what I'm seeing is that now that I'm on this, this whole different level, I'm attracting all the goodness that belongs to that type of vibration, that type of feeling. And I also don't feel bad about it. I deserve, you deserve to have abundance and to have love and to be blessed with beautiful things in life.
Absolutely, all of us. Yes, all of us.
You never have guilt about that. All of you, yes.
Yes, and we've all done things that we wish we hadn't because we didn't know any better. And forgive yourself. That's over. That was then. You're not the same person. We're totally different people now.
Exactly. I can never be the same. And for me, it's only been almost a month, and I will never be the same. I will never.
But it hasn't been a month because you've been on this journey.
Oh yeah, yes, I have been on this journey. I guess just a few weeks ago is when I unleashed the door to.
That's when you made all the connections, like bing, 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 all the cherries lined up, like, oh, that's what it is.
Yeah, so amazing. It's just amazing, amazing, amazing journey. Yes.
Yeah, thank you for sharing your story with us, Bianca. It's so inspiring, and please comment below and share your stories, your insights, or if you would like to be featured in an episode, please reach out to me. So much love to you, Bianca. Thank you for spending your evening with us and sharing your story with us.
Absolutely. I hope that our message can, affect and touch somebody that it needs to.
I'm positive it will. Bye.
Bye, girl.